It is not merely the absence of light. It is a canvas, a void waiting to be shattered by the piercing glow of an LED headlight. For decades, one name has stood as the bedrock of reliability, a titan of industry that moved the world. But reliability is no longer enough. The world has shifted. The asphalt demands more than just function. It demands emotion. It demands a pulse. Welcome to the future. Today, we are stripping away the camouflage to reveal 6 machines that are set to redefine the automotive landscape in 2026. The boring days are dead. We are witnessing a metamorphosis. Bigger, better, bolder. Let us begin with a machine that carries the weight of a legacy carved into the very earth itself. For 15 years, the world waited. The anticipation built like pressure in a tectonic fault line. Now, the tremors have stopped, and the ground has broken open to reveal the all-new, next-generation Toyota 4Runner. This is no longer just a truck, it is a fortress of solitude for the untamed wild. As the silhouette emerges from the dust, you are struck immediately by the sheer aggression of its stance. It has shed the soft curves of the past for a chiseled, brutalist aesthetic. The front fascia is a wall of defiance, dominated by a heritage-inspired grille that nods to the 1980s while staring down the future. The fender flares are boxed and muscular, protruding outward like the shoulders of a linebacker, housing massive 33-inch all-terrain tires that look ready to crush granite into gravel. The wheelbase has been stretched, the tracks widened, giving it a planted, predatory look even when standing still. Slide inside, and the transformation is absolute. The utilitarian plastics of yesterday have been exiled, replaced by a cabin that balances rugged durability with tactical luxury. You are surrounded by soft, touch materials, rubberized toggle switches that feel substantial under the thumb, and a 14-inch multimedia monolith that serves as your command center. The seats are bolstered for the trail but finished in premium Softex or semi-aniline leather in the capstone trims, featuring contrast stitching that mimics the topography of a mountain range. It feels secure, encased, like a cockpit designed to survive the apocalypse in comfort. But the soul of the 4Runner lies in what propels it. Gone is the lethargic V6. In its place beats the heart of the i4 Max hybrid. We are looking at turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine paired with a 48-horsepower electric motor integrated directly into the 8-speed transmission. The numbers are staggering for this segment: 326 horsepower and a massive 465 pound-feet of torque. That is instant, electric torque available from the moment your foot grazes the pedal. Driving this beast is a revelation. The new TNGF Global Truck platform has stiffened the chassis, eliminating the shudder and shake of the old body on-frame design. On the pavement, it is surprisingly composed, almost refined. But point it toward a vertical incline, engage the stabilizer bar disconnect, and it crawls with the precision of a mountain goat. The suspension soaks up washboard roads with a fluid confidence, isolating the driver from the violence of the terrain while keeping them connected to the traction. Pricing is expected to start around the $55,000 mark for the premium trims, positioning it as the ultimate dual-purpose weapon. Civilized enough for the valet stand, yet capable enough to cross a continent without a road. It is the icon, reborn in iron and electricity. From the dirt, we move to the asphalt, and to a nameplate that evokes a very different kind of nostalgia. Rumors have swirled for years, whispers in the dark corners of the internet, but the smoke is clearing. The Toyota MR2 is returning. This is the revival of the mid-ship runabout, but it has grown up. It is no longer a budget sports car. It is a precision instrument designed to hunt Porsches. The design language is a radical departure from the rest of the lineup. It is low, wide, and impossibly sleek. The cab-forward design emphasizes the engine placement, with air intakes sculpted deep into the doors to feed the hungry power plant behind the driver. The rear deck is short, culminating in an active spoiler that rises at speed, while the front nose dips low, slicing through the air with razor-thin LED signatures that look like narrowed eyes. The interior is a study in minimalism and focus. There is no clutter here. The cockpit is strictly a 2-seater affair, divided by a high center console that encases the driver. The steering wheel is small, thick-rimmed, and devoid of distracting buttons. Behind it sits a digital cluster that prioritizes the tachometer, glowing red as you approach the red line. The seats are lightweight buckets, composed of carbon fiber and Alcantara, gripping your ribcage to ensure you and the machine move as one. Under the rear deck lies the crown jewel of Toyota's Gazoo racing division. We anticipate a tuned version of the G60 ETS, the furious 1.6-liter 3-cylinder turbo found in the GR Corolla. But here it is paired with a performance hybrid system. Projections place the output at a blistering 350 horsepower in a car that weighs less than 3,000 pounds. The 0 to 60 sprint is expected to be shattered in under 4 seconds. On the road, the MR2 promises to be telepathic. The mid-engine layout provides a polar moment of inertia that makes the car rotate around your hips. It is twitchy, alive, and desperate to change direction. The steering is unassisted by lane, keeping nannies. It is heavy, communicative, and vibrates with the texture of the tarmac. It is a car that demands your attention, rewarding smooth inputs with cornering speeds that defy logic. With an estimated price tag hovering around $65,000, it slots in as the purist's choice, a bridge between the approachable GR86 and the elite Supra. It is a love letter to driving, written in tire smoke and turbo flutter. And speaking of the elite, we must address the elephant in the room. Or rather, the silent Leviathan. The Toyota Land Cruiser has always been about conquering the Earth, but the upcoming Land Cruiser C is about saving it, without sacrificing an ounce of presence. This is the first all-electric Land Cruiser, and it is a visual masterpiece of monolithic design. It looks as though it was hewn from a single block of titanium. The lines are long and unbroken, stretching from the blunt grille, less nose to the tapered rear. It sits lower than its gas-powered brethren, hugging the ground to maximize aerodynamic efficiency. The floating roofline and blackened pillars create a wraparound glasshouse effect, making the massive sub look futuristic and airy. It commands attention not by shouting, but by looming. Inside, the C is a sanctuary of silence. Because there is no engine noise, Toyota's engineers have doubled down on sound deadening and active noise cancellation. The cabin is vast, with 3 rows of seating upholstered in sustainable, vegan textiles that mimic the feel of high-end wool. The floor is flat thanks to the skateboard EV platform, creating a lounge-like atmosphere. A panoramic screen stretches across the entire dashboard, offering entertainment for passengers while keeping essential data in the driver's eye line. Performance is delivered via dual high-output electric motors, providing all-wheel drive and a projected output north of 500 horsepower. But the crucial number here is range. Toyota is targeting the next generation solid-state or high-performance prismatic batteries, aiming for a staggering 600 miles on a single charge. This eliminates range anxiety, making it a true grand tourer. Driving the Land Cruiser is like piloting a cloud. The torque is instantaneous but delivered with a creamy smoothness that pushes you back into your seat without the violence of a sports car. The low center of gravity, courtesy of the battery pack, means this large sub corners with zero body roll. It glides over imperfections, making potholes vanish as if they never existed. It offers the commanding view of a truck with the serenity of a limousine. Expected to price around $80,000, it targets the luxury EV buyer who values heritage but demands innovation. Is the silent guardian of the suburbs, a monolith of the electric age. But let us not forget the fire. There is one car in the lineup that is preparing for its final, glorious stand. The 2026 Toyota GRMN Supra. This is not a refresh, this is a farewell. The design takes the existing Supra's curves and sharpens them into weapons. The front splitter is extended, made of exposed carbon fiber. Canards flank the bumper to direct airflow. The hood is vented to extract heat from the furnace within. At the rear, a swan neck carbon wing towers over the deck lid, generating real downforce at track speeds. It sits on lighter, forged magnesium wheels, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires that look like slicks with a polite suggestion of tread. The interior is stripped of pretense. The heavy power seats are gone, replaced by fixed, back Recaro buckets. The infotainment screen is there, but it feels secondary. Your hands grip a wheel wrapped in Alcantara, with a yellow stripe at the 12 o'clock position. The rear cargo area is crisscrossed by a titanium strut brace, stiffening the chassis to a point of absolute rigidity. Under the hood lies the final evolution of the 3.0-liter inline 6. Tuned to within an inch of its life, it is rumored to borrow heavily from the M Division's S58 architecture, pushing output to 540 horsepower. This is sent strictly to the rear wheels through a reinforced, lightning-fast dual-clutch transmission. 0 to 60 is decimated in 3.2 seconds, but top speed is the goal here, pushing past 190 miles per hour. Driving the Grom Supra is a visceral assault on the senses. It is stiff, loud, and unforgiving. You feel every pebble. The steering is razor-sharp, requiring microscopic inputs to place the car on the line. The exhaust note is a guttural scream that hardens into a metallic howl as you chase the red line. It is a car that scares you a little, demanding respect and skill. It is the ultimate expression of the combustion engine sports car. With a limited production run and a price tag expected to touch $100,000, this is an instant collector's item. It is the grand finale, a burning star before the night takes over. From the finality of combustion, we pivot to the inception of a new reality. The Toyota FTSE. If the MR2 is the bridge, the FTSE is the destination. This is the spiritual successor to the Celica, reimagined for the cybernetic age. The design is straight out of a science fiction epic. It is compact, wide, and aggressive. The grille is a thin light bar that pulses like a heartbeat. The bodywork is shrink, wrapped around the chassis, with massive air channels carved into the sides not for cooling an engine, but for cooling the brakes and batteries. The rear features a diffuser so large it looks capable of suctioning the car to the ceiling of a tunnel. The interior breaks all conventions. The steering wheel is a yoke, flanked by two smartphone-sized screens that control drive modes and media. A third screen sits low, displaying telemetry data. The visibility is panoramic, with the windshield stretching well into the roof. The seats are molded directly into the tub of the car to save weight and lower the center of gravity. The pedals and steering wheel move to meet you. The performance specs are terrifying. Dual motors, all-wheel drive, and a 0 to 60 time in the sub-3-second range. But the magic is in the software. Toyota is implementing a simulated manual transmission for EVs, a system that mimics gear shifts, torque interruption, and even engine braking sounds, bridging the gap between digital speed and analog feeling. On the road, the FTSE feels like a video game come to life. The acceleration is nauseatingly fast. The grip is absolute. The computer vectoring torque to each wheel individually means you can throttle out of corners early, catapulting down the straight. It hums with a synthesized soundtrack that rises in pitch with your speed, creating a futuristic auditory feedback loop. Priced around $70,000, it is the sports car for the generation that grew up on pixels and polygons. It is electricity, weaponized. Finally, we arrive at the summit, the pinnacle of Japanese luxury. The Toyota Century SUV. For decades, the Century nameplate reserved for the Emperor of Japan, a sedan of such understated dignity that it made a Rolls-Royce look gaudy. Now, it has evolved into a global SUV, and it is unrivaled. The design is regal. It does not look like a car, it looks like architecture. The grille is a handcrafted lattice, adorned not with a Toyota badge, but with the golden phoenix, the symbol of the century. The paint is hand, polished for hours until it reflects like a mirror. The body lines are soft, elegant, and timeless, reminiscent of a carriage. It moves with a heavy, deliberate grace. Open the door, or rather, allow the chauffeur to open the door, and you step into a world of absolute separation from the outside. The rear seats are individual captain's chairs that recline fully. They are not just heated and ventilated. They offer reflexology massage. The materials are not just leather, they are wool blend fabrics chosen for their silence, paired with wood trim sourced from sustainable forests and lacquered by master craftsmen. A frosted glass partition separates the rear from the driver, turning the back into a private boardroom or a sleeping quarter. Power comes from a plug-in hybrid V6 system, focused not on speed but on wafting. With 406 horsepower, it has ample reserves, but the delivery is ghost-like. It features four-wheel steering, allowing this massive vessel to maneuver with the agility of a compact sedan. Driving it. You don't drive the Century, you guide it. The suspension uses cameras to scan the road ahead, adjusting the dampers before you even hit a bump. It floats. The outside world is muted to a distant whisper. It is the closest thing to levitation available on four wheels. With a price tag of $170,000, it is the halo car, the ultimate flex of Toyota's capability to build the best in the world. It is not just a car, it is an arrival. 6 cars. 6 visions. 1 future. From the mud-slinging grit of the 4Runner to the silent majesty of the Century, Toyota has proven that the future is not a single path. It is a spectrum of experiences. Whether you crave the scream of a straight six, the instant torque of electricity, or the solitude of absolute luxury, 2026 is waiting for you. The keys are on the table. The engines are primed. The grid is set. Which one will you choose to drive into the new world? Drive safe, drive bold, and welcome to the LuxeLine.